Hello, this is Brian. Today is Monday, March 13th, 2023, and I'm here in the lesser-known Elanus Canyon, ready for a spotlight on vines video today. Yes, we're going to talk about a woody vine today. So for this spotlight on vines, we're going to take a look at this here. This is the Virgin's Bower. This is the Southern California pipestem, another name, and this is Clematis pauciflora. So Clematis pauciflora is a drought-deciduous woody vine in the Buttercup family, the Ranunculaceae. So what you get is some small stems that sprawl all over on these shadier, mostly north-facing slopes, in woodlands and in the understory of chaparral, especially at the edges of it. So they'll get some sun and they'll have some protection from the most desiccating effects of the sun. So what we have here are these pinnately compound leaves, as you see here. This is the leaf right here of Clematis pauciflora. May look to some a little bit like poison oak, but it's not. It's not poison oak. It's not even related to it. And you can see that the leaves are oppositely arranged on the stem. As you see in the center of the picture, those two leaves are opposite each other. So we get pinnately compound leaves, anywhere from usually 3 to 5 leaflets, sometimes 7, but mostly 3 to 5. And you can see that the leaf lobes, the leaflets are lobed. As you can see, they're kind of lobed like little maple-like lobes. But again, compound leaf. So again, you see here, this is a whole leaf right here. This is a whole leaf. So pauciflora is Latin for small flower. And they do have a relatively small flower, as you see here. Now there are quite a few other clematises like Clematis lacciantha and Clematis ligusticifolia, but Clematis pauciflora is one of the earliest ones to flower. I've seen them flowering in February as I started seeing them in Navajo Canyon. And you can see here the anthers, the little things sticking out where the pollen is, are about the same length as the white petals. And that's how I can kind of tell that this is Clematis pauciflora, and the fact that it's blooming this early, because I was seeing them blooming at the beginning to middle of February as well in Navajo Canyon, middle February. So they flower earlier, generally have smaller leaves, smaller stature. As you can see there, they sprawl up and they get these little tendrils. And their tendrils will attach to the branches of other plants so they can climb up into the shrubs. And then, when this plant is done flowering, it's going to get these puffy seed heads. They look like huge dandelion seed heads. The seeds are called achenes, A-C-H-E-N-E. So like a big feathery plume with the seed at the bottom of it. But it looks like a humongous, round-shaped, looks like a humongous dandelion seed head. Right now it's a little early for this one. I've seen some other ones in some other areas that are already getting seeds. But seeing this plant again, I've been seeing it a lot lately. It was just time for me to spotlight it. It's a beautiful plant. So let me go ahead and get some close-up pictures before I resume the video. So I did mention that the plant is drought deciduous. In other words, during the summer dry season, summer and fall, these plants will generally shed their leaves and go basically leafless and pretty much under the radar until they start leafing out again later on in the rainy season, usually towards January. So again, they like these edges of chaparral and coastal sage scrub, especially again on north-facing slopes, sometimes in the understory of these shrubs. So again, They got pinnately compound leaves, and especially the leaflets at the end have some lobation, some lobing on them. Kind of a beautiful rich green color. And you get these beautiful little white flowers. Other species have larger flowers. Again, pauciflora is smaller flower, but it's an extremely beautiful woody vine here in Southern California. And I just want to take the time to just appreciate how beautiful these are. And eventually these things will clamber over everything. So you see here, you can see kind of it's right there, right where it branches on that twig there. You can see the little tendril grabbing around it. A lot of times they'll use the leaf as a tendril. The leaves themselves sometimes will be tendrils. But beautiful plant, and it's something definitely worth taking a look at here in Southern California during the early portion of wildflower season, especially here in the lower elevations. That's where you're most likely going to get Clematis pauciflora. I believe it's more of a coastal and foothill species. But I'll obviously, at some point during this video, I will have posted the range of this plant for a more comprehensive look into its ecological distribution. And here's the bark. Here's the bark of it. It's kind of just a gray bark. Sometimes it might get a little slightly shreddy and furrowed a little bit down the stem, but it's definitely gray. And a lot of times you'll be able to recognize this plant in its dormant period by, a lot of times you'll see these stems, these viney looking stems with oppositely arranged stuff sticking out there. So there you have it. Clematis pauciflora, Southern California pipestem or virgin bower. Thanks for watching my spotlight. Hope you found this one informative and showing you how to identify yet another awesome species of plant here in Southern California. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another episode coming soon. Thanks for watching.